Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janet and this is the second time that I'm trying to film this. It's the first time just half the footage was just gone when I tried to go back and edit it. So I had to do a little bit of my schedule, like a little bit of switching around to adjust for the fact that I wasn't able to edit this video and put it up. But I'm recording it again and I'm looking at the viewfinder to make sure that it is getting recorded, and oh, I'm a little out of breath. I don't have to, struggle with knowing when I go back to try to edit it and find the video that it's not there. So today's video is all about my project pan 2020. This is the first time that I am doing a project pan, so I'm very excited to start one, and also for the items that I placed in my project pan. Items are older and I want to make sure that they are rotated out completely and try to finish them before the expiration mark. Before they hit the expiration mark, and some of them I'm very close to finishing them, so I just want to put them in kind of to encourage me to finish it up more and to make sure that I know how long an item or certain items take, to finish up. And there is a couple items in here that I put more of a challenge. I just want to make sure that it was a good mixture of different items, some that were easier to finish up, that I'm have like a 3-month mark on them, others 6-month mark, and others maybe I'll make a dent in them by the end of the year. Not sure, we'll see how this goes in general. Okay, so now I realize the first time I had set all these down and you could see where the line was, but because they all moved around, it's gonna be kind of harder to see where the line is. Alright, so let's start with showing you what I put into the project pan, and I'm gonna start with probably the easiest items to finish up in my project pan, just because whoosh whoosh, I can put it on right now and whoosh whoosh, half of it will be done. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I put 2 setting sprays, misters, whatever you want to call them, into my project pan. The first one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. So I've tried it different ways with different foundations. I've tried before, like, to prep my skin. I've tried setting my foundation with, setting my makeup with it. The only thing that it really works for, just because it is a liquid, is when you spray your eyeshadows to make them more metallic. That's about all the difference I see, but I haven't used it really consistently, even though it is really pretty much about halfway. I haven't used enough, or I guess on a consistent basis, to see if there really was a difference. But I am going to use it now, and I'll do close-ups to see where it's at, and those are going to be more accurate than right now because it's kind of everywhere. But I'm just excited to see if it makes a difference, or if I was just wasting my money with it and time. We'll see. I think I'm going to do these every month. We'll see how it goes through the first 6 months. If it's a little bit if I don't see like I'm making any sort of progress through the months, and then we'll go from there. Like I said, I've never done one before, so it's kind of like gonna have a learning curve for me. But hey, if I'm willing to stick to it, of course I am. Okay, so it's gonna have a learning curve, but I'm willing to stick through it and learn and continue to do project pans from now on to really be able to get as much use out of all my makeup collection as I can. The next setting spray that I chose was the Milani, little piece of skin, Milani, the Make It Last setting spray, and this one you can use to prime, correct, and set. This one, as you can see, it's already halfway through. It's not the first time that I bought, like I was saying, it's not the first time that I bought this setting spray. I repurchased it maybe 2-3 times, maybe. I repurchased it a couple times, so it's definitely an item that I'm going to repurchase again. It's something that I finish up really quick. I don't use it to prime, but I do use it after I finish putting powder on, like just setting powder. I use it then, and then I use it to set my makeup. I found it to work very well, not as well as the all-nighter. The all-nighter definitely works better because it has alcohol, and I don't believe that this has, oh no, it does have alcohol. Second ingredient, sorry, my bad. I just don't smell it in this as much as I do in the Urban Decay. but I have oily skin, so my skin does okay with it. Okay, the next two items that I'm going to put in my project pan are two primers. The first primer is the Smashbox Photo Finish. What is it? Photo Finish Foundation Primer. It's just the regular one. And you can't really tell that I've done too much damage, but I start squeezing the top. But, I mean, I just want to finish this one to finish it. And I know a lot of people don't put items in the project pan just to finish them, but I do. I've had a love-hate relationship with this primer. I've liked it at times, and other times I feel like it's just meh. Like, I don't think it's that great of a primer. I definitely don't think it's worth the full price. I think it's like $36, $38. Definitely not worth the full price. I don't feel it really does anything to really like elongate, no, what is it? Give longevity to my, give any sort of longevity to my makeup. I kind of feel like almost it slips and slides if I don't let it sit for a couple of minutes before I put foundation on. But I just want to finish it up because it is a little bit of an older primer that I have in my collection. And I just, maybe I'll fall in love with it again. I'm not sure. We'll see, right? Okay, the next primer that I put into my project pan is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Mineral Primer Veil? Veil Mineral Primer. Anyways, this one, the reason that I didn't use this one is because I was like, oh, so even this little bottle, which is gloss, I guess that's one of the, I have dog hair like everywhere. One of the reasons that it probably adds to, you know, the price, the cost of the product is that it's glass, and I like how it finishes, the finish of it. I really do think that this makes a difference in how my foundation applies to my skin. I've seen it. I just used this one with actually my foundation in my project pan, but I just wanted to try them together, and this really, you can tell the difference. But I also think that the Angel Veil does pretty much the same thing, and that's less than what this mini cost. So I prefer the Angel Veil to this. This does make me a little bit more oily towards the end of the day, or, you know, once I smart oil start coming through, than the Angel Veil does. So that's the reason, one of the reasons that I prefer the Angel Veil. But I want to finish it because, again, it is getting older, and I mean, even if it was expensive, I need to use it. Okay. Okay, this one, my next product is a foundation, and you're not going to be able to really tell because I kind of just rolled it. I didn't set it like flat so that way you could see the difference. But that marcation, it's where it's at right now. And demarcation, well, that line right there is where you see where it's at right now. And as you can see, it's kind of empty. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell or not. But I didn't set it down. The first time I did it, I made sure that the first time I did this video, I made sure that the foundation and the primers were, you know, like this, flat, so that way it comes to the video, you would be able to see the difference. However, I just forgot this time around. But I didn't even say what the foundation was. Oh my goodness, all over the place. The foundation is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. This foundation is probably my favorite foundation that I own, because it really is long lasting, and you can manipulate it in so many ways. I think it's one of the few foundations that you really can manipulate it in any way, shape, or form. Like, you can make it lightweight, like very sheer. You can build it up to full coverage, because I've done it before. I just don't like full coverage personally. I prefer on an everyday basis more sheer foundations, BB creams, anything like that, just to kind of even out my skin tone. And my maximum coverage is medium. And the way, if you just put like a regular primer, or even if you just use a moisturizer, your own skin tone will give it like, how do I put this? Like, if you're oily, it'll let the oils through, but in such a nice way where it doesn't, like, you don't look too oily. But if you're dry skin, it won't make your skin too dry. Like, it won't look dry because it is a hydrating foundation. It's just, I think it's just a great foundation overall to wear. Time is great. You can put primers to manipulate it however you need to. If you need it to be more matte, if you need it to be more you know, hydrating or more glowy, more dewy. And the foundation responds very well to any primer you put underneath it, which a lot of foundations don't. So I think for that reason, it's one of my favorite ones. I already have a backup of this one. I bought it too early because I thought I was going to be done with this like within a couple months. So I was like, oh, I need my foundation. I can't run out of it. But I still haven't. So I really need to concentrate on finishing this. My goal for this one is going to be March. After March, whatever's left, I'll just update you guys. And I'm going to throw it away because it is getting up there in its age. Alright, the next item I put into my project pan is going to be a powder. Now this powder is a Kat Von D translucent locket powder, and this is what it looks like. It's just like it is just, it's not really finely milled, you can say, like other ones that I have, but it has some tint to it. And it's a good powder. It's one of the first powdered high-end powders. It is one of the first high-end powders that I bought. However, I don't think it's that good. I found other ones that are better, and I just want to finish it up. And I think I can because I use a lot of powder, and especially this one. Other powders I can't use as much because they'll cake up, but this one I've done it like I set my face with my sponge, powder all over my face, and then I'll take a powder brush and put just a little bit of powder and still put it all over my face, and it doesn't look cakey. So I do like it for that reason, but it doesn't keep my oils away as much as I would like for it to work in that manner. So I want to finish it because, again, it's one of my older products in my collection, and I've been working hard. I've been working pretty hard at finishing before I put it in my project pan, and now I'm about more than halfway through, so I think this is one item that can also finish by March. Okay, oh, I should have done these before the powder. Okay, the next two products that I put in my foundation, in my project pan are two concealers. And again, these are two items that are getting older, and I just want to make sure that I get as much use out of them as I can. They still smell pretty, yeah, they smell the same as they did when I first got them. But again, this is, if I don't finish this one by March, actually both of these by March, or whatever I finish by March, no, hold on. Okay, so these are also getting older, you know, they're getting towards their expiration date. So I want to try to use as much as I can before I get there. And I just kind of want to remind myself how long it takes, or like, not to remind myself, to inform myself how long it takes to really like pan or finish a concealer, because I do have so many concealers in my collection, more than I really should, and I just want to keep a limit on them. But anyways, so the first one is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay, but this one was discontinued. They have that new one now, which I actually do like it. I own it, but I think I like this one better, just a little bit, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe. This is more like an let me think about it. This is more like an everyday concealer, I consider. I consider it now, considering, wow. Okay, I think this is more of an everyday concealer. Actually, both of these I would say are more of an everyday concealer because they're more lightweight and they're not as full coverage as other concealers that I now have and own in my collection. And they're not, I keep dropping things. They're not my favorites now anymore. I definitely have some favorites that I like absolutely love, and I wouldn't like, I don't want to, I wouldn't stop purchasing them if I were finished, like if I finished them. But these are definitely ones that I want to get as much use as I can before they expire. I dropped the other one again. Okay, the next item, well, the next two items are cheek products. I didn't want to include any bronzers on my project pan. I think I'm okay with the bronzers that I have. I don't feel like I want to finish them. I don't think there's any like, oh, well, I want to put a dent in this one. I'm good with the bronzer that I have. I rotate them, like every time I do my makeup I use a different one, so I make sure that they're on a pretty consistent, like, I guess you could say, rotation. And I only have like 9 or 8, I forgot how many I have, but it's enough where I can just rotate them and they're getting used a lot, enough, you know. And bronzers, you always build them up. It's something that you quickly use as eyeshadow, you know. It's, I don't have a problem with that. Anywho's, the item that I want to show you is I decided to include a blush in my project pan, and this one is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the color Birthday Suit. And this is like a pinky color. Let me show you. Let me do a swatch of it since I only have 2 items. Alrighty. Hold on. This is what it looks like. It's really pinky. I don't really have anything like this in my blush collection, surprisingly, considering how many blushes I have. But it's not my favorite formula. Let me pick up the top because it is a Super Shock formula. It's not my favorite color, and now I'm looking at it, I kind of like it. Maybe I haven't used it enough. But I don't tend to use a lot of pinky blushes because I have really, I wouldn't say sensitive skin, but my skin gets, I blush a lot. Like maybe, how do I put this? My face flushes like a lot, like flushes, blushes, whatever you want to call it. Like where you normally put your cheek products, especially, you know, where you put your blush. So if I put anything too pinky, I'm going to get too like clown cheek, and not in a necessarily bad way, but it's just too much, especially if I'm wearing like an intense eye color like today's eye color, which by the way, this was an inspiration from KathleenLights, but and I use a Dream Street palette, but everything else that I use will be listed down below, like in the description like usual. That's the reason because I went on a funny tangent. So that's the reason why I don't like to use pink blush as much. I tend to just use nudes, maybe corals. And as much as I love blush, and as many as I have, I do go a little bit lighter just because my face naturally flushes and it would be too intense. It makes the blush look more intense than it really is. So that's the reason I try to stay away from pink blushes. Unless I'm doing no eyeshadow, then I don't really mind being too flushed. Anyways, moving on to the next item, and it's going to be this highlighter from Essence, and it's that, you know, classic YouTube highlighter, the Pure Nude highlighter. And I'm really interested to see, I got the lighter shade, which is Be My Highlight 10. I'm really interested to see how long. So I'm really interested to see how long it takes for me to even put a little net into this highlighter. It's one of my favorite highlighters, and I love it because you can really build it up. It looks natural. It adds to my natural glow because I have oily skin, like I've said before, and I have made a little bit of a dent. I don't know if you can see it, like those little holes right there. I'm making a dent. So let me see if you can, I don't think you can really see a difference there, but if I hold it up, those little holes are the start of a pan. So anyways, yeah, it's one of my favorite highlights, and I don't mind like putting it into my project pan because it's not something where like, oh, well, that's too much of an intense highlight. I don't want to use that today, which is why I decided to go with this one. It's an everyday highlight, or I can build it up, and yeah. I'll just show you a quick swatch. I'm sure everybody has seen this, and actually it pairs really nice. Well, I mean, honestly, this pairs nice with anything. That's what it looks like. That's the highlight right there and the blush next to it. So I think they pair really nicely. The blush is a little glowy. I do like glowy blushes, even if I am oily. Oh, I'm missing one of my products. Hold on. I'm missing 2 products. Okay. I had them in my book bag because I go to school, so I had used them the other day. Okay. So I decided not to include any eyeshadows because I don't want to get bored when I force myself to use an eyeshadow. Specifically any eyeshadow shade, even though more than likely it would be a transition shade. I just don't want to force myself to use that because I forced myself in the past like to use eyeshadows and I don't like it. I get bored and I just don't even reach for it. That's why I decided not to include I didn't decide to include an eyeshadow in this project pan. However, because I am limiting the amount of eyeshadows that I'm buying this year, which means I'm going to be using my eyeshadow collection more. I'm going to be dipping into it a lot more. Like, I might, maybe by the end of the year, I might have an eyeshadow pan. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so the last 3 products I decided to include were 3 lip products. And when I decided to include, one of them is getting older. Well, actually all 3 of them are getting up there, but they haven't gone bad yet. And one of them, when I included it, I was like, oh, you know, this has to be almost done. Like, there's no way I have that much product left because I've used it so much and so consistently, and I mix it with other lip colors, and I'm like, I'll use this as a lip liner and then I'll put other colors on top of it, or I use it by itself. I discovered it last year, actually. You know when I discovered it? I had it in my collection when the Jaclyn Hill lipsticks came out, and I needed to find a dupe for one of them. I forgot which one it was, Independent or something, I don't know, one of them. And I was like, oh no, I had to find them. I had to find a dupe for these because these are such good colors. I love the formula, blah blah blah. Sadly, you know how that story ended. So I went searching and digging through my collection to see if I had any dupes for any of the colors, and it turns out I did. And it's been it's gonna be a year now, right? Yeah, a year in May. I've used this pretty consistently, and for it, especially back then, for me to still have as much product as I do now, I was blown away. Like, I was like, how does this still have so much product? How much product did it have to begin with? It says 0.05 ounces. That's a lot of product. You'll see. You think it's not, but you'll see. So let me get into this one. It's the e.l.f. It's like a crayon, the e.l.f. one, in the color Praline. Let me show you how much this has. Yeah, I thought I was gonna have this much left, right? Maybe this much, maybe that much, right? Yeah, okay, that's it. And I've used it on such a consistent basis to where I shouldn't have this much, but I felt challenged. I felt like this lipstick was challenging me, honestly. So I was like, oh heck no, I'm gonna finish you this year because I've used you so much. There's no reason for you to have that much. It's like, no. Anyways, I love it though. It's such a good formula for an inexpensive product, and it's such a good color, such a good formula. And like I said, it's a dupe for one of the Jaclyn Hill lipsticks. It was, what color? I bought Independent, Fussy. It was either a dupe for Fussy or Independent. I don't remember which one it was of those, because the other one that I bought, I had to get a dupe. I had to buy another one to make a dupe for that one, which it worked out in the end. Anyways, the next lip product I'm going to include is a lip gloss, and this is also part of the collaboration with ColourPop and KathleenLights, and this is the lip gloss, and it's called Moonchild. And let me show you what it looks like. Oh, I didn't show you a swatch of the Praline. I'll show you one in a second. So that's what the lip gloss looks like. I still have a lot. So I want to see how long it takes to finish a lip gloss. It's not my favorite formula, to be honest, and I'm kind of looking forward to be done with it already. I love the color. I really see the concept behind it. The color, it has that gold shimmer, but the lip gloss formula, not my favorite. If I could get this color in the Persona Cosmetics one or the Dose of Colors one, I'd be so happy because it's a really good color. Just not my favorite formula. Okay, so this is a swatch of, hold on, this is a swatch of the e.l.f. Praline one. So they actually go really good together. I put them on the other day. They actually look really good together. And so the last item in my project pan for 2020 is another lipstick, but this one's a little bit more doable. It's from Kat Von D, and it's the Lolita one, and that's how much I have left. So it's really not a lot. I think it's totally doable. Hopefully, maybe 6 months, maybe 3, definitely by the end of the year. So I just want to get it done, get it finished before its expiration date gets here. And you guys, everybody should know what, Lolita looks like. And I am going to try to find a dupe in my collection before I finish it up. So I can just use that dupe if I get a fix in after I finish Lolita up. That way I don't have to go and purchase it, you know. I know how most people feel about Kat Von D, but I mean, tell me what you think with that the fact that she sold her shares and she's basically doesn't own Kat Von D and she has no affiliation with it anymore. Would that inspire you to buy from Kat Von D again? Like, the products were, I thought they were really good. I mean, I honestly think a lot of people should keep a lot more things private. That's what I think. Whatever. I mean, that's my opinion. But anyways, her products were really good. So let me know what you think about that. Those are the 3 lip products I'm gonna do. If you're gonna, or if you think people in general are gonna purchase more from Kat Von D. VD Beauty, considering that it's not owned by Kat Von D anymore, she's not the head of it, which also makes me think, how are her products gonna be, because she would design everything, and that's one of the things about Kat Von D. Like, everything was gorgeous. She hand drew everything in it. Like, that was her baby. So we'll see what happens. There's plenty of other brands too that there's brands for everyone and everything under the sun, like, seriously. Well, we do need to get more brands on the cruelty-free train, though. There is no reason to have still animal testing in 2020. It's ridiculous. Like, these brands need to get on board. They need to have ethics. They really need to have more business ethics. It's not always about the money. I understand that it is a business that you're running and bottom line counts, but you also have to practice business ethics. And I just think sometimes ethics are worth more than money, but me. So that concludes my project pan for 2020 video and my little spiel at the end there. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing to my channel. And I hope you're enjoying the videos that I am, you know, uploading. And let me know your thoughts and opinions down below about any project pans that you're starting, or if you're just doing a couple items, or what you think about project pans in general. Yeah, let me know anything down below. And I was gonna do something else. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.